Hey guys, so a few people have asked me what's the deal with this board, how's it set up. Today I'm just going to do a little run through of it. I'm not going to plug anything in, but just to show you how it all works together in the signal path. So that's basically what we're looking at. So the Boss GX100 Timmy ODR-1x OCD Tonex One FS7 BigSky MX, and then my power, I've just got here a little Strymon OJ. That's how I've got all of that set up. Not super neat, but hey, works for me. Okay, so the dealio is that the GX100 kind of runs the whole show here, and so I'm going straight in here, and this is my signal chain. So we got a comp, there's a wah, there's a pitch shifter, so just for like an octave up. We got the send return block, that's quite important. So the send return block goes Timmy, ODR1, OCD into the Tonex. So here I've got a patch from David Hislop. It's a super clean DC30. Absolutely love it. And then also a 65 twin reverb, which sounds really great. And I do like alternate between the two depending on like which guitar I'm playing or just the vibe I'm enjoying at the moment. Then that comes back into that's the send return block that we see there in whites. Okay, then we got a GEQ. What this is it's a clean boost, 5 dB. The clean boost block is really not that clean on this board, unfortunately, so that's why I went with just stacking a GEQ there, either if I just want my clean guitar louder or if I just want to boost some of the other items. And also, like, while the drives and everything are pretty good on here, they're not quite Timmy ODR1 or OCD quality. What I noticed was that there was just like some like clarity and definition missing in the chords. Articulation is the word I'm looking for. And so I got it's just like the pedals that I love and I've had for years. So that's gone in here. This totally is capable of epic tones, but just to my ear, that's what I prefer. And then in terms of the amp modeling, I went with the Tonex. And it wasn't because what was coming out of here wasn't good. I was running a setup which had a split signal, so running 2 amps, like a divider block, and that was a twin, maybe a deluxe reverb, and I might have been using what they call the diamond, which is the AC30. And what was happening is running those 2 amp blocks, and then also delays and reverbs and whatnot, was taking up a whole lot of DSP on this unit and reducing like what I could really do. So while this unit can do everything, it's got an insane amount, all the Boss effects ever created, like, oh yeah, it doesn't really have enough RAM or DSP to run everything in quite this way I wanted. So I was saying I was getting sick amp tone out of this. The drive tone was a little iffy, perfect to a lot of people's tastes though. But one of the ways that I wanted to do more was to run those and then remove the divider amp block, and then use the Tonex there instead. Okay, so now we're going back in. So I popped in some noise suppressor blocks as well, just to keep this baby quiet. A PEQ. This is really just to handle like high cuts and low cuts and everything. Quite standard. Yeah, so the foot volume block, the trem. Okay, so that's what I'm running off here. Tremolo. Next up there is a chorus, which is that one. And what you're seeing here is also, I've set up this as a manual pedal board instead of a a multi-effects with patches and banks that run up and down, right? So every single one of these, even the up and down, have been assigned to various effects like you would with a normal pedal board. So yeah, just having a look here. And then, okay, so then we got the first delay. And it's one of the things why I went with the BigSky. Obviously, I wanted cloud and various things, but by removing the reverbs, which were heavy, intensive in DSP, it allowed me to create some available DSP for the delays. So I've got here, it's like 150 millisecond analog, like slap back. This one is the next. That is a really decent analog delay, subtle, awesome. Then I've got a kind of like a slower dotted eighth, and then a faster dotted eighth in terms of like just what's working with tempos and things. What else? We've got an octave. I actually changed this up recently, today in fact. I replaced the harmonist block with the pitch shifter block. Basically set it up as 2 voices in the slow mode, so it's most accurate in terms of tone. It may have a tiny bit of latency, but not noticeable to anyone live. But in terms of tonal quality, it's the best. So it's 2 voices. So the first one is just set up as the kind of like your tone that you're putting in through the pedal, and then the second one is just 1 octave up. Yeah, I mean, pretty standard stuff, really. Yeah, and yeah, that's obviously at the beginning before like the amp blocks and all of that. The wah is just really activated by pushing on this baby hard, so you got to be careful sometimes when doing swells that you're not like cranking it too hard, because you can activate the wah. Yeah, and then polyphonic tuner. This thing is awesome, love it. What else have we got here that's worth checking out? I do have a reverb block on there, just in case. It's a kind of thing that's just there. I don't actually have it on. Interesting is that the Tonex does come with like compression for the model that I'm using. So whether it's the DC30 or if it's the 65 twin, but I'm rather just using the X comp that we got here with some quite like conservative settings that works in terms of handling this whole setup where there's various stacks taking place and lots of modulation. So we're going to go back to this looking here after the kind of PEQ foot volumes trem chorus, slapback delay, analog, quarter notes, 2 dotted eighths, 1 for kind of like slower worship songs, 1 for faster, and then it's out of here and into the BigSky MX. And what I'm working on at the moment is setting up my reverb, so like my pre-delays and all of that, and also time on all my delays. It's actually I've done all the delays. I've still got some more work to do on the reverbs, but just to make sure that they work according to like the BPM that's been played. Yeah, and then that's goes stereo out. So I go stereo out of here into there, and yeah, I'm just thinking what else to tell you. This is a stereo cable, so that one cable can control both of them through here. And yeah, because I've got lots of different guitars, as I'm sure all of you guys do as well, what we're looking at here, input settings. So for different guitars, I've got different setups. So my Mira is plus 3D, my single cuts plus 4, Guild Starfire DC is plus 10, my Fender Strats plus 12, Telly's plus 12, and the CE22 is plus 4. So this way I managed to maintain a consistent volume in changing guitars in a gig or something like that, and you or the engineer doesn't have to mesh in. Also means that you don't have to mess with your gain staging when you switch guitars, which is quite cool. And another little feature this guy has is the output setting. So just choosing between amp or mixer. And I mean, that's basically that setup. And I mean, I quite enjoy it. It's just looking at it, it looks more simple than most boards, but it's probably a setup in a lot more of a technical way than most boards. But so if you want to try go this option and just more of a hybrid approach of using multi-effects like a separate modeler, your own drives and other pedals, I can recommend it. You just need to put some time into yeah, getting the setup sounding good. But that's it from me. Cheers, guys.